How's it going, everybody? My name is Warner Fields with Fields of Profit. I'm a high six-figure full-time Amazon seller, and in today's video we're going to be diving into 3 exact strategies that I like to use in my online arbitrage business to find products. So I'm going to briefly be doing each sourcing method for a couple minutes, and then at the end of the video I'll go ahead and break down which out of the 3 I think is my personal favorite to start out as a beginner. Before we jump into the content of the video, if you guys want even more free resources to learn how to sell on Amazon, there's going to be a link right down below for my completely free Amazon seller Discord server. We recently hit 19,000 members in there, sharing all kinds of great free information. Would love to see you in there, but let's go ahead and jump into the video. So for this video, I'm going to be giving each sourcing method roughly 5 minutes or so. I'm going to see how much we can find within those 5 minutes. And obviously it's a small sample size, so the 5-minute trial and stuff is not going to be perfect to find out which sourcing method is actually the best way to go. So we're just going to go ahead and jump right into it here with a method called reverse sourcing. If you are a fan of the channel, you're probably very familiar with this sourcing method, but we're going to give it a couple minutes and see what we can actually find in profit. If you're not familiar with this sourcing method, basically what I'm going to be doing is using a tool called SellerAmp, and I'm going to be going ahead and looking at the other competitors who are on this listing. So in this case, I'm looking for sellers who have not a ton of feedback, but a good amount, meaning that they're probably killing it in the arbitrage game. So a couple hundred reviews, like I wouldn't compete with this guy who has thousands of reviews, but this guy is a good example of a store that we're interested in checking out what they're selling. And the reason we're doing this is, I mean, obviously they wouldn't be selling these products if they weren't at one point making money selling these products. So we're just going to go ahead and jump right into it here. So there's a couple things that I'm looking at when I'm doing this sourcing method. Number 1 is the offers tab right here. I'm going to make sure Amazon's not on the listing. Number 2 is this max cost option. This is what I'm going to check and make sure I'm actually able to buy this for a profitable price. In this case, it's telling us I need to buy this for $-. So obviously we know we can just skip right past that. And then I'm also going to be looking at the Keepa chart right here to see what it's been selling for in the past, to see how sustainable it might be long term, because something could be profitable today, but if it hasn't been profitable for the last 364 days and just today it's been awesome, then it's probably not a great product for us to look into. So we're just going to go ahead and head down the list here. So Amazon's on this one. The price is continually decreasing here. Amazon looks like a lot of the listings that this person is on, they are competing with Amazon on, which maybe they bought it before Amazon came on, maybe they didn't do their research well enough. So this is the first product right here that seems kind of interesting to me. It looks like a 2K rank. We're looking for a max cost of $6.21 for a bottle of spices. So this is the kind of product I like to look at. So we're going to click the Amazon button to open up its page on Seller Central, and then in order to open up its page on Amazon so we can see a little bit more detail there. And the other thing we're going to do is click on the Google Shopping tab here, which was a recent addition to SellerAmp. I really like this new button because we can see a lot of the options we have right away. So it looks like this is actually for sale from Target for $4.49. So we're going to go ahead and visit the site here. So for whatever reason, this item just will not load. I've been sitting here for a minute or two and it just will not load. Tried to refresh it. Don't know what's going on here exactly. Maybe Target's website's having some problems right now. But based on this Google Shopping tab, it looks like it's in stock and it looks like we could get it for $4.49 right there. So what we're going to go ahead and do now, I'm just going to assume that we can buy it. Maybe we can't buy it. We can look at that later. But what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and look at the actual prices that this item's selling for. So it looks like on the Keepa chart down here, it's going for between like $11 to $12.50. So if we're selling this for $11 and we're buying it for $4.49, there's not quite enough profit to be super interesting there. There is a pretty decent ROI. This is something that I might look into if I had someone to do my own product prep for me, because you can see how often that this product is actually selling. Well, this is the listing as a whole, so we'll talk about that here also. But looks like the ROI is pretty decent and the prices is kind of fluctuate up. So if it does start selling for $12, then it's an awesome product. Basically $3 profit, 65% ROI. So what we need to do now is, since this product is sharing a listing with several of these seasonings, I would imagine specifically this one right here that's going for $3.50, probably sold by Amazon, is going to be getting a bulk of the sales. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually use SellerAmp again to check the review percentage and see what percentage of the recent reviews has actually gone to this specific variation. So it looks like as it's loading in here, quite a few of these reviews are actually for the Buffalo Ranch version, which is good to see. So about 32% of the sales are going to that specific flavor. So, you know, we could do some math there. Roughly this specific variation selling about 1,200 times a month, 1,100 times a month, something like that. But there's a massive opportunity here, especially if we are able to ever have it come into stock, ever show up on Target here. Maybe all the arbitragers in the world are looking at this listing right now and we all know it's awesome. But this seems like a pretty decent product right off the bat. So let's go ahead and see if we can find a couple more products. And this would even be something where you could could maybe even hunt down a distributor for this product, really try to get into the weeds so that you can buy a whole bunch of this. Because if you are able to buy that product for, you know, that $4 range, even, you know, right now we're getting it for $4.50. If you could get it for like $4, that would be an amazing home run wholesale product. So there's a potential lead for you to go ahead and track down, try to find wholesale pricing. So we're just going to keep going down here, see if we can find maybe one more in the next minute or two. So again, Amazon's on this one. This one, the price is very, very flat, but we're looking for a cost of basically $3 per container of this. Seems a little fancy for it to be selling for $3 a container. So I would pass on that one. Maybe I'm scrolling past something that's actually good there. We're just going to keep on trucking. See, no one's, you know, you're never going to buy that item for $2.63 there. Obviously can't buy that for $1.50. Let's see here. So I scrolled for another 10 seconds or so and I found this one, and then this is the last product we'll check for this specific sourcing method. So this really kind of stuck out to me as a product that could potentially be overpriced here, could have some arbitrage opportunity for us. So the buy box is at $19.50 on this simple little container of cream. We're looking for a cost of $9.32. I'm going to go ahead and open the Google shopping tab again. It looks like Ulta has it for $15, Walmart has it for $14, Perfumes Club might have it for $10, which would be very cool. So we can go ahead and check that out there. I do see that there is a shipping charge on this website, but if you buy enough, maybe it doesn't really matter. So we're looking at Smoothie Star, Body Butter, Smoothie Star. It looks like it could be a little bit different. This one doesn't say anything about, this says like lightly whipped. This one doesn't say anything like that. You gotta be careful when you're looking at products. Make sure you're getting the exact same thing. It looks like it is a 1-pack. We could potentially be getting it from there. And this is what I really wanted to see, if there is a UPC. So now we can see if there is a UPC listed for this specific item. Unfortunately, I don't think, or there's a number right there. There's an EAN, but it's gonna be different from the UPC most likely. See if it ends with 744. Yeah, so I'm not 100% sure that this is the same product. If it is, there could be an opportunity here if you buy a good amount of it to get rid of that shipping charge, or at least cost average down that shipping charge. But there could be something there, but we're gonna go ahead and call it there for this sourcing method. Let's go ahead and jump on to the next one. So the next sourcing method that I would say is a contender for the best sourcing method is using tactical arbitrage. And I've actually gone ahead and run a couple of these searches, but I'll go ahead and show you briefly how we would use this software. So right off the bat, using tactical arbitrage right out of the box, if you're scanning things at retail price, you're not gonna find much that's worth flipping just because everyone in the world is doing that. So you've really got to get creative with tactical arbitrage. So this is one way to get creative with tactical arbitrage. We talk about a bunch of other ways to get creative with tactical arbitrage in the FBA roadmap. If you're in there, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. But what we're looking for here on Rakuten, we go to the hot deals section, and this is just to find a coupon, right? This is how we get creative. This is called manufacturing your margin. This is where we're finding coupons. We're finding some way so that, you know, 2 weeks from now, when someone does the exact method I just showed you, they're looking at my storefront, you know, they're like, how are you making money like this? It's with manufactured margin that we're manufacturing, in this case, using coupons. So what I've gone ahead and done is I noticed that the Body Shop right here had a pretty good sale. Looks like we're getting 25% off skincare. And there's a couple other sales that I'm interested in here, but I would really go ahead and scan this website here. I've actually never really sourced much from this website, but 12% cash back plus 30% off. It looks like the coupon's even better than I thought. There could be some really cool potential here. So I'm going to go ahead and click shop now. That's going to take us over here, but I don't see that this is, so it looks like some exclusions, but I'm going to go ahead and set up a website wide search for this. So what I would do is I would go to Body Shop. I'm just going to go ahead and select all and then add to bulk. Basically what this is doing is just automatically collecting every product on the website in all these different categories, throwing it into one thing, and I'm going to scan it all at once. So for the store discount, I'm looking at a 30% store discount plus 12% cash back. So a good chance that we could find something profitable here. So we're going to go ahead and press search on that. Another thing that I went ahead and ran a scan on, what I like to do is I'll just click between websites that I like to source from. So over here on Vitacost, I saw that this particular section was just some stuff that, you know, some really fast selling products, all 10% off. So not an amazing discount, but when you have these really fast selling items, there's sometimes some profit potential where there might not be on a smaller selling item. So now that we know that this is 10% off, I also went ahead and did the exact same thing. So I'll just do it again for the cameras, just so you're clear on how that process works. So I go to Vitacost. In this case, we're not scanning the entire website. We're just scanning this particular page. So we're going to take the link up here at the top, paste it into the category section. We're going to go start page 1, last page 999. You can count them, but it doesn't matter. So it looks like in this case, there's technically 5 pages of items, but I'm just going to go 999. It'll scan till the end. Works plenty well that way. And then we're just going to do store discount 10%. Looks like our cashback was 3%. Checking Rakuten up here. Yeah, it looks like we're looking at 3%. So we're going to go ahead and head back over to tactical arbitrage, and then that scan is ready to run. So now that I've actually already run these scans, we're just going to go ahead and jump straight into the data here. I'll give it, let's call it 3 minutes. I'll try to find a product or two using this data here. So if you need a full guide on tactical arbitrage, there are videos on that on the channel. So I might be going a little bit faster than I would on a traditional tactical arbitrage tutorial video. So let's just get right into the data here. For the sake of this video, I'm going to skip past third-party stuff. Looks like this is some of my data from Walmart. This is just whatever my virtual assistant who's on this account has been scanning, plus the simple scans I set up for the sake of the video. So for this video, I'm just going to skip past third-party merchants on Walmart. Sometimes you can buy from them, but it's generally a bit risky. I only try to buy from very highly rated Walmart marketplace sellers. So just for the video, we're going to skip it. So this right here is our first product that's actually sold by Walmart. Right away, I can see it's a mismatch. This is 6 bottles. This says it's 24 bottles. So this is another reason why it's so important to set up all your columns and stuff like this so that you can eliminate as many duds as possible, because tactical arbitrage is going to pull up a bunch of junk. It's just how it is. So it's our job to set up filters and set up the columns in a way that helps us get through this data as fast as humanly possible. So make sure you can see the pictures, see the titles, see the Kibo chart, but let's go ahead and keep scrolling here, see what we can find. This one looks like it's like missing a picture. That kind of weirds me out. This one is a great example of a product that's on a price spike. So we're buying this for 19 bucks, but like 2 weeks ago it was selling for $17.60 on Amazon. Scrolling right past that one, some phones and stuff. I probably don't plan on ever selling phones. Seems a little bit risky, making sure you're getting the right thing for the customer. So this seems like it could be a little bit interesting here. So we'll go ahead and click through here. All right, so over here on Amazon, I'm looking at this item. Couple things I'm seeing right off the bat. Let me go ahead and open up SellerAmp so I have a little bit more information to go off of. So right away, I'm seeing that Amazon has sometimes sold on this product, but they're not the best at staying in stock here. This isn't an immediate red flag for me that I want to stay away from this listing. Something that I do like on this listing is how few sellers there are. So what I would do here is make sure that none of the sellers are the brand themselves. In this case, it's Atkins. I've sold Atkins before. I'm not worried about any IP complaints, anything like that. Could just be kind of an undiscovered item so far. So far, so good. We're looking good on the stats that I normally would check. So the next thing I'm going to see is just what the sellers are selling it for. So it looks like right now they're selling it for a total of $15 with shipping. One other thing I will do, I can throw on the FBM boxes, and I've also got the FBA boxes on, but it looks like not a lot of people are selling this item FBA. Otherwise, we'd have some orange triangles showing up. So you can see all the way here in the past, like a year ago, it was selling FBA for 15 bucks. You can see that with those triangles there. Looks like we're back to $15. Not a lot of competition at all. Selling 57 times a month, so not a home run item, but in this case, if we come on here as the only FBA seller, there could be a good amount of potential here. So let's make sure we've got the same thing over here on Walmart. Looks to me like the boxes are all the exact same. 1.55 ounces. Looks like there might be a difference in the bars. There's no, so it says 1.55 there, but over here it says 1.41, says the same thing there. And even if it was slightly bigger, I don't think any customer would be upset about it getting more than they expected. So in this case, it looks like it is actually in stock. Walmart's going to ship it to us for $5.98. We're not paying sales tax because it's from Walmart, so that's a great sign as well. So this seems like a pretty good product. Seems like we could come in and get most of the sales on this item. Honestly, like probably 50 sales a month, since we're only sharing it with FBM sellers at the moment. So right here, this product, we could probably make about $200 a month selling this product. So not a bad find at all here. So it took us just a couple minutes there to find this particular product here that looks pretty good. Looks like we're going to be able to flip this product profitably. If you are interested in checking out tactical arbitrage, there's going to be a link down below. And if you use code FIELDS, you get a longer free trial. That helps out the channel as well. Just thought I'd mention that in case you decide to jump into tactical arbitrage. I think it's a great tool if you have a decent amount of capital to invest, a couple $1,000s, then yeah, I would go in with tactical arbitrage. If you want to help out the channel, that helps us out. But let's go ahead and jump into the last sourcing method that I want to talk about for this video. So this last sourcing method I'm going to show off is just called manual sourcing. It's probably the most traditional way, probably the way that most people would think of when they're like, so you just look on websites, try to see what's more expensive on Amazon. Most of the time we're using some big fancy tools to help us scrape through websites, find profitable products, but those softwares are almost always going to be missing things. So if you go in there and you dig deep into, especially websites that you can't scan on tactical arbitrage, websites where the sales just kind of funky, like this item's 20% off, this item's 40% off, just kind of all over the place. I see that a lot with like the big clothing brands. Those sometimes have sales where it fluctuates just a lot. So it's actually going to be profitable sometimes to go in there and manually source through products. And I use SellerAmp to do this, and I'll show you how I use it here. So I saw this sale, it popped up on the Rakuten Hot Deals section. It looks like this website, Skincare RX, I think I've bought a couple times from this website. It looks like they have a big giant list of products that are all 25% off with some kind of friends and family sale, but it's not on tactical arbitrage, and I can't even scan it with tactical expander. So that means there is only people who are manually sourcing through this website finding products from here. So that's a great sign for us to start off sourcing here. So I'm just gonna start clicking on items that I might be interested in, and then over here up on the top, I'm gonna click on the SellerAmp button, and then it's gonna search for this product on Amazon over here on the left, which is a very cool feature that I don't actually have to go back and forth between Amazon and the source website. So I'm seeing this one. I'm assuming this is gonna be a 3-pack, but I'll just go ahead and open the page just to make sure. Yeah, so that's a 3-pack. Looks like right here we've got a 1-pack for the same price. I think the brand itself is even selling this product. And that's one thing I've noticed with this website in particular is a lot of the time, a lot of these brands themselves are going to be selling it. So Hero is a pretty large private label brand, so I know that we don't want to compete with them. We're going to go ahead and see. Let's see about this brand right here. I've never heard of this brand. I've heard of it, never sold anything in this brand. Curious. Let's go ahead and learn for the future what these listings look like, see if it might be an IP brand, and that's just going to add to our knowledge base. It looks like I'm actually gated in this brand. It looks like Amazon's all over this brand, but weirdly enough, there's actually no IP alert showing up here, so wasn't able to learn what I was hoping to learn there. It looks like Amazon's on this listing, so we're going to go ahead and keep scrolling here, and I'm scrolling past some of this stuff because it's kind of outside the price range I would like to flip items in. So this guy right here is $105, so it'd be looking to sell this little 1.7 ounce of cream for like 150 bucks at least to make a profit that's worth it, and that's just kind of outside my comfort zone, especially for beauty. Don't want to deal with returns. You know, if they open it, break the seal, 150 bucks down the drain. So we're gonna go ahead and keep checking out a couple items here. I've never heard of this brand before. Same thing as before. We're just gonna click SellerAmp. Looks like Amazon's on this listing, and again, this is absolutely not the most efficient way to source. I told you at the end I'd tell you what one of my favorite ways to source is. It's not this one, but this sourcing method is a great thing to give to a virtual assistant. In this case, let's go ahead and check out a couple more items here, but this is a task that I would definitely give to a virtual assistant because this is definitely going the extra mile, definitely trying to find these items that are some hidden gems, that kind of thing. Again, Amazon's on this listing as well. So you're gonna have to put in a bunch of work here, but having a virtual assistant do it doesn't put quite as much burden on you to do the work of actually digging through these storefronts. And that's why we have help, right? So this particular sourcing method is awesome for virtual assistants. Again, not seeing much. So at this point, I'm gonna stop sourcing on this website. I did notice, and I want to talk about this as well, just clearance sections. Clearance sections in general are a great thing to scan with manually sourcing with SellerAmp. So let's just go ahead and click on a couple of these items here, see if I can find anything worthwhile. Looks like we've actually got some Centrum on clearance, which could be good. Some Now Food stuff has been decent in the past. So let's go ahead and do the same thing. So this is like half price. So see if it's selling on Amazon. Some of these like website brand stuff can honestly be pretty good. In this case, I don't think they're selling that product on Amazon at all yet. This isn't really amazing clearance, but we'll see what we can get out of this one. Looks like this one is a little bit closer to being profitable, but as you can see, the sales rank is giant, 683,000 sales rank, doesn't have any reviews. So we're gonna pass on that one. This one could be actually pretty interesting. This one's I'm excited about. So we're looking at 200 tablets of standard Centrum for adults. So I'm gonna see if this might be the same listing. If it is, that is a pretty good product. So this is actually the 300 count. So what I'm gonna do here, just because I have a hunch on this product, I'm gonna go ahead and search it on Amazon myself, really dig in here. So I'm fairly sure this is the same product here. We could also look and see if there's any other competing products. Looks like this could be the same thing. Looks like Amazon just came onto that one. Not really sure what's going on there. I'm not seeing anything beyond this one that could be what we're looking for. So it looks like this item's selling for 16 bucks. We're gonna be buying it for 14. So nothing there. If we dig deep enough, I bet there might be less popular listing, something like that, where we could actually make some money on this product. But right away, I don't see anything immediately available. So now that we've talked in depth about 3 different ways that you can source products on Amazon, let's talk about the one that I actually think is the best, especially for you beginners. And that's definitely option number 1, where you go in, you get Keepa, you get SellerAmp, you start reverse sourcing through storefronts, and you're gonna be able to find a ton of products that way without having to invest into much more expensive softwares like Tactical Arbitrage, like Tactical Expander, like all these really fancy softwares. You just don't need them as a beginner. So if you're just starting out, definitely just hop in with Keepa, SellerAmp. It's a super powerful strategy. But if you've got $2,000-$3,000 to spend, maybe more than that, don't jump in with Tactical Arbitrage. Start using those strategies, both of them. Like honestly, there's no one best strategy that, you know, I'm only using this one strategy. Like it's gonna depend on, you know, if there's a really good sale, like run that through a TA search. If there's no really good sales, then just start doing some storefront stalking. It's just gonna depend on the time of coupons, all that kind of stuff. If you guys got value out of this video, I would appreciate adding some value to my business and hitting that subscribe button down below. If you have any questions, comments, anything like that, feel free to drop those down below as well. Always happy to answer those, but I really appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you next time.